That was a bee. A bee. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of How Does She Do It? I just wanted to take a minute and start by saying that I know that some of you were disappointed in how short last month's video was, and a lot of you have been asking me to record videos more often. As much as I would love to do that, I do the majority of the work on these videos by myself with a little bit of help from my niece, and though it may not seem like a lot of work, it is for me. Everything I do takes extra time and planning. I love that the general audience enjoys watching my videos, but the real reason that I started this channel was to offer hope, help, and encouragement to those that really need it. So I really try to keep that in mind when I'm thinking of content to share with you guys. Okay, enough of all that. Let's get to today's episode, which I've actually decided to do on a whim, and that is showing you how I chop and gut a pepper. You've probably noticed that I'm outside, and you might be thinking that's kind of a weird place to chop peppers. But when I'm cooking or preparing something, height is a really important aspect of helping me to be successful in whatever it is I'm doing. As I mentioned in a previous video, I don't really have a great setup for cooking, so I find places around the house that have the exact height that I need for whatever task it is I'm working on. I've learned that a table that's about chest high helps me when I'm chopping or preparing things. That way when I hold the knife in my mouth, the knife will be a little bit more parallel to the table, as opposed to if the table was a little bit lower, I'd be above whatever it is I'm cutting, and then I would pretty much be stabbing it with the knife, and that's actually how I started out doing it, and it was a mess. The toy chest in our living room seems to be about the right height for me, but it has crappy lighting in there, so I thought I would come out here and use the table that's out on our back porch, which is also about the same height. Okay, this intro is way too long already, so let's just cut to the chase, or to the pepper, and at the end I'll explain a little bit more.
Longer than a few minutes later.
So this pepper will be part of a cheesy Mexican skillet that I am making for dinner tonight. A friend of mine so graciously fixed my van, which seems to end up in the shop a lot these days, so I wanted to thank him. This dish was actually the first thing I ever made at home on my own. My friend and I had plans to hang out that day, and he was so brave for trying it. I don't think he got sick that night, so I call that a successful dinner. The recipe also calls for chopped green onions, which I did off of camera before I did my makeup. It wasn't a pretty sight. There was blood, sweat, tears. Okay, that's only partly true. At some point, I'd like to make a video of myself cooking a whole meal for you, but like I said, I don't really have a great setup at home for cooking, and I'm still trying to figure out the best way to get some footage. Thanks for tuning in today. My apologies for being so long-winded and for my squinty eyes. It's so bright out here. Until next time, bye guys!